This is THV 11 News at 6.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Brooke Buckner.
And I'm Faith Woodard. Tonight we're starting with weather as our THV 11 weather impact team is tracking potential storms across the natural state.
For more on that, let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Tom Brannon. What's the latest?
Yeah, the word potential there. There was the potential today due to some of the ingredients that were in place, and I'm happy to report that we haven't had any strong storms yet. We've had some areas of rain over central Arkansas. We start with this vantage point outside. You got State Capitol, and as we look into the distance, of course, skies are darkening, but we are seeing more daylight hours. And just a few moments ago, we had a beautiful sunset with some pinks and some nice magenta colors, and now it's dark and it's raining. And if you have loved ones out on the highways and interstates, they might be a little bit delayed. Just expect that as we look at radar. It's not widespread rain. It's isolated in nature, but we've got a pretty good swath here from Hot Spring County through Saline, Pulaski, extending into White County. That's not where the front's located. The front is in northwest Arkansas. It should be pushing into central Arkansas, let's say between 9, 10, 11 o'clock tonight. And behind the front, the severe threat will diminish greatly. Out there right now, we have some moderate activity, might even have a rumble of thunder. This activity beginning to come together, and there's even a few more cells out over western Arkansas. Just haven't had the makeup for most of the day for severe weather, and I'm thankful for that. But we still have to call for it. A marginal threat tonight and early tomorrow morning, and then during the day Friday, southeast Arkansas has a greater threat. So we will keep an eye on the risk of a few thunderstorms producing some strong wind gusts, possibly a brief tornado, and then things will get better as we head through the day Friday in terms of the thunderstorm chances. But rain is still there. We'll talk about that here in a few minutes.
Tom, thank you. A late night shooting in Pine Bluff has police looking for answers, and the suspect on your screen, 23-year-old Tamarcus Franklin.
Officers say they were called to the 1500 block of West 29th Avenue just after 9 and found evidence of gunfire. They also found 2 people who had been shot.
But Franklin was already gone before they got there and remains on the run this evening. If you have any information on where he may be, you're asked to call police.
Little Rock police are also investigating a shooting that took place just before 9 last night. This one in the 1300 block of South Woodrow. Tonight, all we know is that a man is dead. We're still working to learn his identity as well as the identity of a potential suspect. We will update you once we do so. The Department of Corrections has identified the inmate who died after an accident involving a piece of machinery at the Cummings unit on December 28th. They say the inmate was a 54-year-old Kip Tate who was serving a 40-year sentence after pleading guilty to aggravated robbery, theft of property, and breaking or entering charges out of Drew County in September of 2002. Officials have ordered a review into Tate's death and say they expect it to be complete in the next couple of weeks. It was the second death that has happened at the Cummings unit in 2025. You may remember back in September, 21-year-old Joseph Fairchild was found unresponsive by staff and later pronounced dead. His cellmate, a 25-year-old man, was identified as a suspect. Well, another dog attack in Saline County has officials searching for answers once again. State and county leaders say they're frustrated by the lack of animal control options in rural areas, and they want to find a long-term fix. THV 11's Carter Threed explains why this problem has become so urgent. Carter?
Faith, Brooke, people I talked to today say this issue is only getting worse. You may remember last summer when 2 separate dog attacks happened in Saline County, one of them killing a 15-year-old girl. Now, after another attack this week, that conversation now back in the spotlight.
The fact that we have residents, children being mauled by animals, it's no matter which way you look at it, it's tragic.
State Representative RJ Hawk lives in Saline County. He says the lack of animal control continues to be a big problem, but fixing it isn't easy.
When you do it at the state level, it's a statewide ban for every community across the way. And what I've been told by multiple people is that needs to be really regulated within the counties themselves.
Saline County Quorum Court member Stephanie Johnson has been pushing for change since the 2 deadly attacks last year within weeks of each other.
It's becoming an even bigger public safety issue with these continued dog attacks.
The most recent attack happened this week on Diamond Hills Cove, north of Alexander. According to an incident report, 3 dogs attacked a mother and daughter while walking down the street. Their injuries were not life-threatening. Johnson says while cities like Benton and Bryant have animal control services, rural areas like where this attack happened do not, leaving residents vulnerable.
There's nothing that can be done about that in Alexander and Bauxite and Haskell and the areas that are not covered by animal control or a shelter.
Johnson says the quorum court will need to come together on funding or new laws to address the issue. County Judge Matt Brumley and other quorum court members did not respond Thursday when asked for comment.
The local municipalities, whether it be cities or counties, they need to find out what fits them best, and they need to create their own ordinances.
It seems like the quorum court is too concerned about making people mad over trying to pass common sense laws rather than trying to make the county safe.
The 2 owners involved in this week's attack have been arrested, and both are charged with an unlawful dog attack and first-degree assault. The 3 pit bulls involved in that attack have also been seized.
Thank you, Carter. New tonight at 6, we're hearing from Education Secretary Jacob Oliva as Arkansas is set to get nearly $25 million in federal grants to strengthen literacy instruction statewide. It comes through 2 competitive grants from the Department of Education and will span over 5 years, with Arkansas being the only state in the nation to earn multiple grants. Oliva says the investment will help ensure more students are strong readers and make sure more students graduate.
Yeah, the research is really clear. About every dollar you spend in early learning, you get a 6, 7, 8, 9% increase in return on that investment. So every time we can provide high quality early learning opportunities for our young learners, that means that they come to school ready to learn in kindergarten. When kindergarten readiness improves, so do 3rd grade reading level scores, and so do graduation rates.
It comes as the LEARNS Act is now in effect, requiring 3rd grade kids to read at a minimum reading level before advancing to the next grade.
Starbucks employees at the Cantrell and Riverfront location in Little Rock have voted 15-5 to unionize and join Starbucks Workers United, citing concerns over staffing pay and contract negotiations.
They say the store is among more than 550 Starbucks locations nationwide with union representation, and tonight the company is responding. They sent us a statement saying in part, quote, "At Starbucks, our success starts and ends with our employees. We respect our partners' right to choose through a fair and democratic process to be represented by a union or not to be represented by a union."
They went on to say they already offer the best job in retail, including more than $30 an hour in pay and benefits while receiving more than 1 million applications a year.
If you've driven on I-30 in Benton recently, you've probably noticed all the construction at the future Buc-ee's. It's set to open in August, the company's media coordinator told us today.
As you can see, crews are hard at work making progress on the giant travel center. Even though we're still months out from getting our hands on barbecue and beaver nuggets, Buc-ee's is hiring right now.
Yeah, 7 jobs are listed on its website for the Benton location, and the HR department will also hold a mass hiring event 3 months ahead of the opening. You can find more information on our website, thv11.com.
And movement at the 30 Crossing Park is happening sooner than many expected, and crews could start moving dirt on Phase 0 as early as this spring.
When it's all finished, 30 Crossing Park will have a playground, gardens, and spaces showcasing Arkansas's story, all at the heart of downtown, turning what's now a grass field into a place for people to gather and connect.
The Downtown Little Rock Partnership is still actively pursuing federal, state, and private funding to complete the project. Tuesday was Election Day in Northwest and Central Arkansas, and tonight we're hearing from the winners of those races. But in case you missed it, let's get you caught up on who those people are first. Alex Holliday won the primary for State House District 70, receiving nearly 80% of the votes to Cordelia Smith Johnson's 20%. With the win, he will face Republican Bo Renshaw in the special election showdown March 3rd. Up in the River Valley, there will be 2 more weeks needed to decide who fills the vacant state Senate seat in District 26. Republicans Wade Dunn and Brad Simon are headed to a runoff as the top 2 vote getters in that special primary, both in opposition of the prison project there in Franklin County.
We have to stop that. The infrastructure's not there. The water's not there. Their last big hope was for Ozark, and Ozark says there's not enough water in our lake to supply it. So that's not going to be an issue over there. We've got to find another alternative. Yes, we do need prison beds, but it's not It's not in Charleston.
It was done in secret, and if it had been done more out in the open, maybe we wouldn't be in this situation that we're in right now, wasting taxpayer dollars. And we don't have infrastructure there. We don't have the workforce to take care of that thing, and we've got to find a better solution.
That matchup will be February 3rd, with the winner moving on to face independent Adam Watson on March 3rd. Tonight at 10, we will hear from the two Democratic candidates in District 70. After the break, we'll show you how the situation in Venezuela could affect the price you pay at the pump.
Still watching a chance of thunderstorms tonight, but more rain is expected tomorrow, then much cooler Saturday and Sunday. We'll take a look ahead at some even colder temperatures down the road.